All right, it's saying I'm live now. Let me see. All right, it's saying I'm live now. Let me see. Yo, yo. All right, man. Hey, man. Say, man. Welcome to the Z podcast, man. Bienvenue podcast Z, man. Welcome to the Z podcast, man. When I say P, I mean profit. When I say S, I mean still. You dig what I'm saying, baby? Now let's keep it moving. Follow the fun short. You dig it? Okay, so I actually already have recorded a video, a live stream for y'all on this heroes versus villains, but it didn't upload the first time. But you know, there's always a reason for everything, so we here now. Anyway, anyhow, none nevertheless, heroes versus villains. I gotta put the MacBook on the charger for y'all too, cause if not, it's not gonna work. Hold up, give me a second. All right, y'all. So as I was saying, we would just be so caught up with like heroes versus villains, who's in the wrong and who's in the right, that politics and back and she say, he say type of stuff. Reality is like there is the only villain and hero is you yourself. You can be your own villain, your biggest villain, you could be your biggest hero. And a lot of people let other people's expectations and what they think and how they view them should determine their life circumstance or life outcome. And I just be like, I mean, I get it. I understand. At one point in time, I was like that too. Where you was caring about other people's expectations, caring about other people's opinions. And if you have a chart where you are automatically know how to deal with that, you are highly favored, highly blessed. Like, cause it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here in the world, and you really got to know how to just make sure you protect yourself. But back to heroes and villains, if you wasn't like that and you didn't have a situation where you had a upper hand, you most likely got the worst of the hand. So then you cared about other people's viewpoints and other people's opinions because you worried about how they see you because you was raised around them or you was always around them all your life or majority of your life, and you feel like because they was there for so long that was just normal. That was considered okay. No, like that is not okay. Sometimes you got to question things and you got to dig up roots because it'd be a whole different meaning, a whole different story behind it. You worry about what somebody else think. Meanwhile, they probably got it from somewhere else or somebody else. They never probably want to be like whatever they probably showing you or what they want you to care about, what they really care about. You should have really just focused on yourself. Um, but a lot of people just be making it seem like it's the end of the world if someone don't support you. It's the end of the world if someone when you go after what you desire and what you want in life and you put you first and yourself first, a lot of people gonna be so worried about you being the villain. Oh, he changed or she changed and she switched up and he switched up and he did this and he did that and all that she say he stays type of stuff. Like we not thinking about that, no worried about that. So why would you even get at the thought? Go for after what you desire, what you want in life. If you ain't gonna never go for after what you want in life and what you desire in life, then you are nobody. Without discipline, life is meaningless. You gotta have meaning in life, and there's really no meaning in life when you living for other people's opinions. You're not gonna get no real gratification out of that, no satisfaction out of that. You might get maybe a dribble drop of ego boost, but you ain't gonna really get no real self esteem out of that. Pseudo self esteem. Um, a book that I would recommend y'all to read is right here to help with learning about your emotional intelligence because a lot of people do not be thinking about stuff like that. They don't be thinking about stuff like that. They be so caught up with they be so caught up with the worldly things, the material things, even food. Even food can weigh you down. Like so many people be caught up with so much consuming and eating and eating and eating. They don't really see how much trash they're putting in their body. And if you're not really regulating your body, then you just adding pile on top of pile on top of pile. So why worry about what somebody else got to say? Why worry about if you're gonna be a villain to somebody else or not? If everybody lives their own life, and if you're not living your life for yourself, then you really don't have no meaning, no purpose. What are you really doing? You out here just wandering, you lost or something, you confused or something, you worried about something. Help me understand, because all I can do is sometimes is scratch my head. We got people we consider as heroes who consider as big world governments and agencies who go out and fight wars and stuff, right? Yada yada yada, or protect from any violence or cybersecurity, right? Yada yada yada. But what if the same people that people in society call heroes is the same people who can be considered a villain to the opposite country or the opposite point of view? Like they may be known as heroes to us for going over there and doing what they did because they told us they could have told us anything. They could have said, "Oh, what's going on over there is they're trying to bomb us and trying to start a war, so we're going to get rid of them." They could have told that. That could have been a lie. What if they went over there and colonized, colonized, and Americanized and watered down their side, their religion, their state, their country? What if they was going over there and they was villains? What if they wasn't really doing no hero shit that we so called consider a lot of these people to be heroes on? And even that, like we be calling what's a hero is a person who is able to identify what another person is going through, and they're not able to express, but you can help them express. That's really considered a hero to me. A hero could be somebody saving a baby or something. A hero could be a dude maybe protecting a dude from who trying to force some interaction on a person or something. Point is, what's your definition of a hero and what's your definition of a villain? Like, what if what's wrong is good and what's good is wrong? Like, we be taught, especially at a young age. Oh, don't do this, don't do that. You get a whoop, you get your ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Don't disobey your parents or something and consider that wrong. But you was just a child at the time, so you over here developing what's wrong to this individual person that you are living with currently. Like, and just because they said it was wrong doesn't mean it was right, because eventually you're going to get to a certain age in life where you become an adult, and then you're going to have to start thinking for yourself, and then you can apply what they were saying in your life. But if you want to see the results of if you want a certain result or a certain outcome, and you looking at the results of a person's life and you think about what they did to get to where they at, you might not want to listen to them. But yeah, seriously, we call heroes for the pastor man or the preacher. They using they preaching the God's word or the God's message, and we call those type of people heroes, right? You know, I'm not saying every person who's preaching the message is not a hero, because there's definitely some real heroes out there. But I will say some of these people just be running a company. They're just running a business. Did you ever think about that? The more money a certain property or income make earns, the more they have to manage and spend and take other things into consideration. And then the higher their bracket is, they're spending differently. They don't even shop the same. We be calling the pastor and the preacher. They gotta live a life too. They gotta go home and they gotta pay bills too. I don't think we think about that. Like a pastor and a preacher gotta go home and pay bills too. So what makes you think they ain't thinking about their survival or they well being in their overall life just as much as you is? We over here thinking, oh, they doing the right thing, man. We say somebody doing the right thing, and then be quick to say somebody else doing the wrong thing. But if it was in different contexts, or if it was in different contexts, and if it was whether it was non-constitutional or constitutional, like stuff like this, like these back and forth duality and dualistic mindsets and framework paradigm thinking is paradoxical. Like, let's be real, let's be honest here. Like, why even dabble into that? You just gonna find yourself back in the cycle. It's a like, you really think a lot of the stuff we seeing and hearing is just for no reason? Like heroes and villains, like we getting programmed to think what somebody else is doing is right only because it's viewed in a different limelight. But if you change the perspective, they can be what they're doing can be considered just as wrong or immoral or guilty. But you getting told a totally different story. And see, it's all about perception. You know, you really want to make a change in your life. Don't look out for no hero. Honestly, you need to be what you're afraid of, and what you're afraid of might be a villain. I mean, definitely, what exactly are you afraid of? Honestly, you probably love yourself. You will love yourself more. You value yourself more. Your self esteem would change. It's a lot of people don't even make certain decisions and choices based off of their self esteem. So if you already, and then there's a lot of people trying to be heroes, trying to save everybody, put everybody else before themselves. If you one of those people that's trying to be a hero and you ain't really saving yourself, helping yourself, then what is you really doing? You a hero with low self esteem or something? You you more like a Deadpool, a Wolverine or something? Like what? You ain't a hero, but you ain't a villain. What you is? And a lot of people be getting caught up in what's right and what's wrong. Like what could be considered right to one person could be considered wrong to the next person. You can ask two people the same exact question. Both of them will respond differently. But you said the same. But you asked them the same question. Both of them will respond differently. So be who you're afraid to be. Like if it's a villain, then whatever that look like, whatever that may look like. Now, I ain't saying go out there and do some wild, drastic shit. Go out there and just do some chaotic, dumb shit. Like no, but obviously, do not be afraid of who you are. Like everybody came down here with a certain mission, a certain plan, a certain level of accomplishment, achievement, growth, expansion. Or some people came down here and they just was meant to destroy and tear up and fuck up shit. Either way it go, whoever you are, be yourself. Why did the world have people like Hitler at one point in time? He was who he was. What's crazy is he decided to be who he wanted to be and control his destiny, his reality. He said, "I'm gonna control my destiny. I'm gonna control my reality," and he down there did it so well that he controlled millions of people. Not just his. He didn't just control his own reality. He controlled millions of people. So why did the world at one point in time allow that to happen? So if they allowing stuff like that to happen, then Whoever you're afraid to be now in 2025, you shouldn't be afraid to be nobody at all in 2020. Honestly, we got so many dang different, all kinds of pronouns and pronunciations. And reality is, we already know what's real. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. You came down here to have an experience. You want to enjoy the world. Be yourself. If that's the way, if that's how you want to be yourself. Be yourself. Same thing, vice versa for women. It go both ways. It go both ways for both genders, both sexes. Like this conversation is gravitating towards all ages, all genders, and um, you looking out for a hero to save the day. People think Jesus or God is when God is Israel, yes, but people think a person in the sky gonna come save the day, and make it seem like, oh, just keep praying. He'll be here. He shall return. And like, think, just hold on. Just really think about what you're seeing. He shall return. He is here. What, what you mean, like? He shall return. So you're stating in the present moment that he shall return. So you're not even talking about a person who's here now. You're talking about somebody is who is in the future. But you trying to make them happen. You trying to bring them to the past, to the present. But you speak in future tense. So you're not in the present speaking at all. He shall, like, it's people out here who think somebody's gonna come save them. I remember at one point in time they really had the whole world shocked on that. Like, he's gonna come save me. He's gonna come save me. This, that, the third, this, that, the third, and nobody never showed up. 2023 happened, 2022 happened. And all these ain't even real, like, I want to say, I ain't gonna say it's not real situations, but at the end of the day, people was out here panicking and worried about nothing, trying to buy toilet paper. But these are the same people y'all call heroes, though. Panicking, trying to buy toilet paper, and these are the same people y'all call heroes. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. And my fault, child, I was gone too long. How to get a snap real quick. You calling this person a hero, and the whole time they can't do what you do. You can't do what they do. You call this person a villain. The whole time they was fearless going after what they wanted. Like, and I ain't saying go out and go for anything where you ain't including morals, values, and ethics. Don't go for anything like that. But go for something with purpose. Worry about being that before you try to find a hero. And if going after your purpose makes you a villain, oh well, so be it. How y'all feeling tonight though? Hmm. In our eyes, what's considered right is moral. You got a whole generation of family members or people where how they thought and how they used to think back then was considered okay, regardless whether they acknowledge the negatives and the positives to it, because they're from a different era. But some of the stuff was real fucked up, like real negative, real, especially around this time, 2025, and a lot of generations that's coming up to now. Looking back and seeing how everybody kind of really out for themselves, like you really can only try to help yourself in nowadays times because they get you thinking about and talking about the same problems and kind of similar life cycles that used to happen back then, and it's kind of different. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's the same. It's definitely different. It's different as far as mindset and what wise from that level, but the prices went up. But it's really the same prices from back then. Guys, prices, every they trying to make everything seem like everything changed, but when you live in within a system or a matrix or a society where it's pattern or it's constant, ain't nothing really changing. It's really the same. And the only thing that you can change is yourself. So if you worried about what other people gonna say or how they gonna view you, and you scared to be seen as negative or seen as he ain't gonna make it or down talked or you know what I'm saying, seen as from that perspective because you want to be liked or you want to keep up your ego or self esteem. Females too, guys too, making it seem like it's just always gonna be good and dandy if you just fake it long enough. I mean, faking it till you making it can only get you so far to an extent. To an extent, you will eventually what you hide is gonna have to come out the surface. Eventually, what you're trying to hide will show up, will got the surface. You know, like people be so worried and so caught up with just basic stuff, basic survival, basic life only because they around the same people who ain't talking about it. So then they ain't work. They ain't thinking about it. They thinking about what the next celebrity doing. They gossiping. They trying to get involved with drama, and they ain't nothing. They consuming nothing but drama, consuming nothing but gossip, consuming nothing but negativity. What you think? What's happening now? It's just a replica of what exactly what others were seeing when they was young. A lot of people want to say they wrong for how they was raised and how they grew up, but everybody was not raised in the same environment, not same conditions, not same challenges, not same obstacles. Everybody gonna have to play a different hand in life at the end of the day. And what you gotta do is what you gotta do, and what they gotta do is what they gotta do. So why even be worried about the next person anyway? You ain't even the same person. You think McDonald's and Burger King was worried about each other? And they both sell burgers. No, don't they both sell burgers? They both sell fries. Oh, this fries better. I don't know. I can't tell you. I ain't been there so long either or. But the point is, like they both were selling the same products, but you think they was worried about competition? No, they was worried about their purpose, their business, and what they meant about selling burgers and how they felt about selling burgers versus how they felt about selling burgers. It ain't one better or one right, one wrong. It's they felt both differently, and they felt that the way your grandma make her desserts ain't gonna taste like how your 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 auntie might make the dessert or how yourself make the dessert because it's the way grandma made that up there. It's the way your woman made that cook that food for you. It's the way your man cook that food for you. It's the way because everybody different. Everybody got their own swag, their own talent, their own gifts. We be so caught up with they be trying to get us to think so small minded. Oh, if it ain't rapping, it ain't this. If it ain't football, it ain't this. If it ain't sports, it ain't this. And if it ain't college, it ain't this. And if it ain't this, and it ain't that. It's always what somebody else think ain't right, or this ain't this, or this ain't that. So what? Like at the end of the day, you can't be worried about or trying to live within somebody else's expectations. And if you're gonna be the villain, so be it, because somebody gonna have something to say. Somebody gonna have something to say whether you got no money. Somebody gonna have something to say whether you do got money. Somebody gonna have something to say whether you went after your dream. Somebody gonna have something to say whether you didn't go after your dream. Oh, well, it just was. They had the potential. They had the potential to become something great. They was there. They was there. They was close, man. They was right there, man. Wishing on potential. Like you in life, you cannot be wishing and speaking on potential. Like you gotta speak it, act it, live it. And I'm about to get ready to end this for y'all. I ain't gonna make it too long, but heroes and villains, man. What's all the controversy for, man? Worry about yourself, be yourself. Do you? Don't be, I gotta wait till I have this, I gotta wait till I have that. Oh, they got that, they got that. I get it. When you trying to go, figure out somebody who's doing it, copy it, but you still gotta be authentic in your own way. You can't just copy it exactly how somebody else did a YouTube video. All you do is upload the same if you know how to do that. And then when you do that, you ain't really being yourself. You just copying somebody else. So then when you actually blow up one time, how you gonna repeat that? You copied it from somebody else, so when you gotta repeat them, you gotta live them now. To try to keep up with something that ain't you. Be yourself and see what happens for you, what works for you. Everybody came down here for a certain purpose or a certain reason. So without being said, go ahead and light, let la paix avoir, avoir, let la paix avoir, or, no.